changing lives.
A repentant heart.
Yeah.
And repentant heart means not just, oh, because I've done something.
People that society considers larger than the average person. Some people use these words as greetings. You see them, and the first thing they say to you is, "Hey, Obolo." And you wonder, did my identity disappear just because I gained a bit of weight? Am I now subjected to just my size? Does my size define my personality or who I am? Unfortunately, this issue is very traumatic for some people, and if not controlled, can just make them go into depression, hide from their old selves, become a shell of their former selves. And in our society, Ghana, we think it's a joke. We think it's a pet's name. We say this and laugh, not knowing what it does to these individuals. My name is Evie. Good evening, and I welcome you to another exciting episode of Real Talk, your favorite talk shows on the TV of Hope TV, in the studios of Hope TV Ghana. Today, once again, I come your way with another interesting, quite sad story that was sent to us by this young lady who is obviously suffering, going through a lot because of how people see her and now how she sees herself. All of this because of her size. We will obviously go deeper into the conversation. We will try to come up with tips or solutions on how to cope and help her at the end of the day. You know, that's what we do on Real Talk. We try to bring you real conversations from real life people, and we try to make sure that by the end of the conversation, you have some solutions. Obviously, I do not have these discussions alone. I always find you amazing panelists, people that are able to communicate their thoughts, people that are able to share with you their experiences, people that are very candid with their opinion. And today, no different, I have with me in the studio two individuals that will be helping me discuss this very interesting story. In the studio with me, she's not a new face. Okay, she's quite usually behind the camera, so you guys may not see her. But she is not a new face in the studios of Hope TV. She's one of our own, Mrs. Momo Labi. Momo, how are you doing?
Oh,
finally, I have you in front of the team behind the table.
Very different. Somehow, I wish I wasn't the one asking some people who have been here to be here, but well, that was the job.
Right, that was the job. If you guys did not know, Momo, do I even say used to be? Momo was the producer for Real Talk. I'm trying to get her on board soon. Please send your what's it called, messages so that she'll come back. We've missed her. Momo got married and she disappeared. Mr. Labi. Anyway, the next gen, you can also get one for yourself. Going for a cool 25 Ghana cedi. The quality is great, if I do say so myself. So you can wear it that night if you want. You can wear it after. You can wear it whenever. Just reach out to Hope TV Ghana and get yourself a cool t-shirt for United in Praise, happening on 1st January 2022. So coming back to Real Talk, I'd like us to take a look at our story. But you know how we do it. We have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we will take a look at our story. Then we go right into the conversation. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. My name is Evie.
Channel Ghana in partnership with Bible Society Ghana, Lifestyle Network, and Seed Spring Network presents to you the National Bible Bee.
Accra girls, blessed are those that mourn, for
they shall be comforted.
Indeed, they shall be comforted. The two dreams which Joseph narrated to his parents and brothers indicated that
he will rule over them.
He will rule over them is a correct answer. The family of Jacob. So that is what you are going to find for us. But you'll be given 120 whole seconds, enough time to be able to find those names for us. So the moment you hear the bell, you stop.
Join us this Saturday, 6 p.m. as Accra Girls Senior High School battle it out with Holy Trinity Cathedral Senior High School on the National Bible Bee, showing only on Hope Channel Ghana, your preferred Christian TV station.
The Medley Ghana Choir presents the second edition of Doza to Theo. Hashtag TheChorapellaExperience. The TheChorapellaExperience is a mixture of choral and a cappella song ministration aimed at providing maximum satisfaction to music lovers of both genres under one roof. Date 18th December 2021. Venue Accra Metropolitan Assembly Omanyaba Hall. Time 3:07 p.m. Come and experience soul-touching ministration from the country's leading and most celebrated a cappella group, Alabaster Box. Performing also are The Manifest and La Chorale. Admission to this concert is free. You do not want to miss out on this awesome experience. So come on and let's worship our Creator through music. Remember, all COVID protocols will be duly observed. Medley, let the music sing.
That quick break, we are still in the studios of Hope TV Ghana, coming your way with Real Talk. In the studios with me is Na Momolabi, PK Ofori Asenso, and obviously me, Evie. Okay, so today we are going to talk about weight shaming, body shaming, all the names you can give it, and how it affects the people that are dealing with it. I have heard several people saying that I can't go out, I've lost my confidence, I don't feel beautiful. I hate it when people see me and the first thing they see is my size. It's almost as if they can't see beyond it, and there's a beautiful personality in there, but I am reduced to my size. But I'll tell you that you are not your size. As you say, you are not your work, you're not your size. So please, hopefully we are able to have the conversation so that you guys get something out of it. So let me just read our story to you. Then right after, we can probably see what exactly is going on here. So this lady starts the story by saying that, Dear Real Talk, my self-esteem keeps getting low because of my weight. I have always been on the chubby side growing up, but recently my weight is getting out of control. I am not just overweight, I am now obese. I have always had a bubbly, outgoing personality, but nowadays all I want to do is to be at home and hide from social gatherings. I am even tempted to say I am getting depressed. Guys always love my personality over the phone and texting until they see me in person. I always see the disappointment when they finally realize I am the one they have been chatting with on the phone. Dressing to go out is another difficult ordeal I always dread. Thank God for COVID. Yes, I said thank God for COVID because I can now work remotely without having to go to the office. I have tried every weight loss diet you can think of. None seem to work. I sometimes lose some weight and I gain it all back and more in days. I have paid all these meal prep people around, but still, I am tired of friends and family and even strangers calling me Obolo, Diasa, etc. They think it's a joke, but they have no idea how it takes a piece of my confidence away every time. I am sad and don't know what to do. My weight is killing me softly. I have become an old shell of my former self. I need some advice and help. Please help me. So guys, obviously this lady is going through a lot. She doesn't know what to do to herself. She's tried whatever weight plan you've heard of, whatever diet frenzy that is going on. She's tried it. Is it keto? Is it low carb? Is it high protein? You know, all the things that are trending. Oh, you do this and you lose weight. She says she's tried it all. And now there's this thing where, right? And there's this thing where people plan your meals for you. You pay them, and then they give you the meal for the week. She's done all that. She's not seeing any improvement. She sometimes will lose the weight, but she'll gain it back in like days with more. And this is one of the struggles that if you really have not been there, understanding it might be a bit difficult for you, and you might be insensitive in your approach, because I've heard people saying, but lose weight as if it's so easy. Before we start the conversation, I want to read a bit on obesity, just to have an idea what exactly that is, because that's a word we throw around. We don't even know whether what the person we are calling obese is indeed obese. But then obesity is actually a disorder involving excessive body fat that increases the risk of health problems. Obesity often results from taking in more calories than you burn by exercise and normal daily activities. So you can see that this is not just what you say, oh, I'm a bit overweight. This is sort of on the higher end or extreme side of the situation. And there's there's overweight, there's obese, and there's morbidly obese. So there are sorts of degrees in there. So coming into the conversation, Momo, I'll start with you. I particularly liked you on this specific topic because of how she spoke of confidence. And I can tell anybody I know that you're one of the most confident people I know. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're plus size. It has nothing to do with your size. You're just a very confident person who takes her self-worth beyond size. And so I'll come to you and ask for a general take on the story. What is going through your mind? What do you think this lady is going through?
Okay, so first thoughts to me was I just saw myself right here. This was somewhere when I was about 15, between 13 and 15. This was so me. I became an introvert because of how people would see me and say things. And I just felt I need to be in the house. I need to stay at home. I need to stop trying so hard to be in the midst of people. Because all you get is people saying things to you. You start wondering if it's even worth the stress. Because mind you, as a young woman growing up, you're in your teens where everything, you have become very self-conscious about everything.
Right.
And the worst thing you want is for somebody to see you and have something negative to say about what you look like. They don't even get to hear you speak. They don't even get to know who you're about. And first thing, they dismiss you because of what you look like. For me, it was very difficult. I really see myself in her, and I wish she was right in front of me for me to literally shake it out of her. It's not going to get you anywhere. I was told a lot of things growing up. You won't get married, you won't get a job, by people that now celebrate me. And they try not to see my, I mean, sometimes you can tell they wish they would say something. But the me that they have come to know is so in their face that they try so hard they have to keep it to themselves, whatever they are thinking about my weight. You shouldn't be defined by what you look like. For me, it's a no-no.
It's a no-no. Right. Biggie, your thoughts on the story?
First of all, I might say big thanks for this opportunity, for having me on the show. Man, it was a short notice, but I'm always at you guys' service, man. You guys always doing a great job, and I want to say a big thank you to the viewers at home for making the opportunity. to have this discussion with us. We're not doing it alone. And we're not here because we know better or smarter than them, but it's just an opportunity that we just capitalizing on. Now, let's deal with the fact of being obese. I personally have a story to that, just like, you know, my sister just said. Growing up, I was always that skinny guy, right? I became the height of 6 feet at the age of 15. I never grew taller since then. And I used to have friends tell me, you need to eat because you're too bony, you're too skinny. And people will think just being on the bigger side is only can be depressing, but being on the skinny side can also be depressing as well. Right. I always look at it from a different perspective in the sense that if you actually you think somebody's bigger than you, so that should be a problem, you skinny than the person too. So watch yourself when you're talking to people from that perspective, because what you don't like may not be what somebody else is like. You can offer an advice in different and better way just to make things better than you try to harbor things, ways to make you feel better. I always look at it from this perspective, that people are bullies and they try to find way, you know, to get at people one way or the other in order for them to make, you know, feel better about themselves. A little short story about my case, right? 2018, I had a knee surgery, a massive knee surgery twice. First was March, then I did a second one, in June, and I did the second one in October 2018. And right before my knee surgery, I was the one guy that, you know, very, very fit, 6 packs, like everybody always want, you know, strive to have and everything. And, you know, pretty much muscle with it. And after that, in 30 days, I gained 40 pounds. So I was 190, and I went from 190 to 230 in 30 days. And in 2 weeks, another month after that, I gained another, you know, 10 pounds. So I went from 190 to 240, almost to 250. That was my depression break point right there. Because I was looking at life from that perspective, like, could this be life? I never liked myself. Looking myself in the mirror, I hated myself. Then my wife going to keep saying, it's okay, it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with you. I'm like, man, those are just motivational speeches that you try to give me just to make me feel better about myself. But this is not what I used to be. I'm talking about back in the days, you used to play soccer, just, you know, take your shirt off when you score a goal because you want to flex it out. And now you can't even go play soccer, it's like take your shirt off. But I said to myself, I have to accept the fact that things have changed in my life. I'm not hitting the gym like I used to do. I'm not doing all those 5 miles anymore like I used to do. So life will change. And I'm not younger anymore. Okay, life will change. So I need to find a better way to put myself to. It's right unfortunate our sister is going through that situation, but at one point you have to understand that you're not living life for people. You're living your life for yourself, and those that matters. Not for those that just want to say whatever they want to say. And right now, I dropped to 205, which is like 15 pounds to where I used to be at. But I want to say, if you stop thinking about people and how to make them happy, you will focus on that path. Just being stressed alone can make you gain weight.
True.
You can do all the keto diet, you can do everything that you want to do, but just being stressed alone will make you gain that weight. And whatever you do will just amount to nothing. So that is my story. That's what I did and helped me, and I am where I am right now. And it makes you more comfortable and more confident. I should keep doing what you're doing. At the end of the day, like I said, I've seen a bigger person who was way stronger. Remember when I was at boot camp, the one of the drill sergeants, right? Was huge. That was a huge dude. And he had a guy, we called it tech sergeant guy. He had a tech sergeant guy. And people were making fun of him. But that dude would pick up a lumber from the ground with nobody else's help. And other people were struggling with people with big muscles and everything were struggling just to pick up the lumber from the ground. So it doesn't define who you are, and she shouldn't fall on that to make her life decision based on that.
That's very true. I can agree. But then I can also look at how just the thoughts, what goes through your mind when people come at you from all angles, how insensitive. They just open their mouth, and then they vomit their nastiness on you. And so I'll come from the moment you obviously described a young 13 to 15 as where you form your most impression of yourself. And so at that age where you're hearing thoughts like, you can get a job, no one will marry you, what it does to that young girl. So I don't know if you can share some psychological effects, what that puts you through, because we can obviously see that psychologically she's getting depressed, meaning her mental health is at stake here. And another thing, Ghana, we don't even talk of mental health. They'll tell you, yeah, bro, for 4 years. Like, there's so many things we take for granted in this country, and it's affecting people, and people cannot come out. So if you could just share some light on some of the psychological effects of these comments and even just gaining weight has on an individual?
So I always say that when you see me, whatever you're seeing is something I've also seen. It's not news to me.
Right.
I mean, I have a mirror in my house.
Exactly.
I know my waist is not tiny. I know I don't have that Coca-Cola shape. I don't need you to tell me. I can see it.
Right.
It's not something that I stand in front of a mirror and I see a totally different person. I see me. I see what you see. So why do I don't need you to come and tell me what I look like. Now, at 13, 15, between 13 and 15, you are really picking up from people an impression of yourself that you really don't need to. For me, it was very depressing. I started believing the things I was being told. I lived thinking that way. I wasn't interested in dating. I remember I sabotaged so many relationships.
Right.
So many, because I just didn't believe that I was
loved you
good enough. For me, it was always about, he needs to see me and want me for what I look like. So if he doesn't like me for what I look like, then I'm not good enough. And it ended there. I had boyfriends that were roaming around town telling people of how nice I am and who I am and how I'm good, and that didn't matter. I needed them to reassure me that I look good. I am good enough in just what I look like. Now I sit back and I think about like, so what was I thinking that whole time? What was I looking for that whole time? And you start seeking for validation in people's eyes. Right. You start looking for someone to tell you that you're good enough. You don't need them to tell you that you're good enough. It will show. Somebody will not be able to stop talking about you. And it doesn't have to be a specific person. It just needs to be even people you don't know from Adam. And that is good enough. The unfortunate part is when you start believing what people tell you about yourself, it ends there. You don't learn anything else. For you, it's just someone met me and thinks I'm big. Someone met me and only sees my size. That's enough for me. I close my mind. I'm not good enough. I can't get my job done. I can't get married. I can't date somebody. To the point that somebody would joke in, a sitting, where you have maybe non-Christian friends or somebody who's just crazy would tell you, oh, this one day, if you sit on a guy, they say a sound. I don't need to sit on my man. If you're asking me, I want to sit on your man, that's fine. I don't want to sit on my man. I don't need to sit on my man. There are so many different ways of enjoying being with someone. And they start feeding your mind with all these negative talks and you start believing it. It's so difficult for you to tell yourself, that is not you. Right. That is not your story. Right. That thing that they are saying, to the point that sometimes I had people who would tell me, yeah, that is what they told other people that maybe were family friends and they've started losing weight. And I tell them, that's them. They want validation from whoever is criticizing them.
So they are sort of saying that they told other people that they can't have kids, they can't get married, they can't have jobs, and so because of that, the people started losing weight. So it's a motivational speech. As Biggie said, he told his wife, "This is just motivational speech."
Yeah, for me, the first time I heard that, it really started making me think, oh, I need to do something about it. But it took trying everything and then not working. And then sitting down and looking at myself and asking, so wait, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. And I am still looking for a look. Why don't I work on these talents that I have and forget about this look of so what? And I don't look that way. And then
what happened?
What happened? Right. Right. If you want to employ me, I will create. You see, we have to start building that toughness, and it's sad that we even have to. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. And until we learn to build that toughness, some people will not stop.
Right.
I always say, all these people that always say all these nasty things to big people, forgive me, I pray your wife gets fat. I pray she gets fat. I pray somebody around you also experiences this body shaming, so that when you wake up in the morning and you see how the person is suffering, maybe.
So you're thinking that because it's not close home, they don't feel.
A lot of people don't feel it because whoever is experiencing this is out of their family. They have skinny, nice looking girls as sisters. They have cousins who don't have a body weight issue. So for them, also dear Obolo send your nante cry. Like, they have all kinds of descriptions.
I want us to come back to body shaming and specific to Ghana. But before then, I want to ask PK about the psychological effects that gaining weight has on you, because you clearly said that from that month that you gained like almost 50 pounds. I am sure that mentally it took a toll on you.
Oh yeah.
So what are some of the psychological effects? How did it make you feel?
So I've always been a physical fit person, okay? My past 12 years in the Air Force, all I did was like, you know, I'm the type of guy, when I show up for PT, people get mad. They start smacking the teeth because I'll make sure that I make you break a sweat before we walk away. And this is the case whereby I show up to PT.
Those things usually come from pain.
Yeah.
I know, and I understand where she's coming from. Right. That's why I'm kind of giving a little poke.
Right.
You know,
so that she doesn't
exactly. And the second part, she made a statement that, maybe they have the sisters that are skinny and nice. Skinny doesn't define niceness. What is the determinant of beauty?
It's society.
Right? Everybody has a taste of preference. Growing up, I never liked skinny girls. Okay, and I was even telling Margaret and I was talking on our way to the studio that we were talking about how we came out. Okay, I never liked skinny women.
Right.
I don't even remember ever dating a skinny woman because it was my type of preference.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't mean that skinny women are not beautiful.
Want some flesh.
Okay. Growing up, I never remember myself dating a dark-skinned woman. It doesn't mean that if you're not dark-skinned, you're not beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just that my type of preference is a light skin. Okay, and at the end of the day, being light doesn't define beauty.
Not at all.
Beauty is basically what you can possess and what you can have out there for the people to also love within and outside.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we will sit over here and just talk and baffle about, this is beautiful. Who's the determinant of beauty?
Yeah.
The person enjoying that beauty is the determinant of beauty. Like in my case, I had a gap on the bottom teeth, and in my family, right, my brother Junior, myself, and my little brother, we all have gaps, and my mom. But my mom and I are gaps on the bottom right, which is weird. My Junior and David gap is in the middle top. Which is beautiful, right? So now again, exactly. So now we look at it as, if it's in the middle top, it's beautiful. But if it's on the bottom right, it's weird, it's odd. Deformity. I never care what people say to me until my daughter just came to ask me, Daddy, are you missing a tooth? That is when I got braces on. Because I was like, okay, now this is somebody who matters to me. And whatever they say is what I'm thinking about. So if you don't matter to me, I don't care what you say about me. It doesn't define who I am. And you put people through that psychological impact. So for instance, let's say, when I was having that issues, looking myself in the mirror and not feeling myself, right? And my wife goes like, oh yeah, why you can't see out the door? It would have bothered me a lot.
Right.
But even though she was like, oh, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. It actually makes you manly. I was like, no, you just making up those stuff out. And again, that was me just being too hard on myself.
Yeah, you didn't even believe her.
Exactly.
And she might honestly been telling you look good.
Exactly. But the point is, because of who I am and what I'm used to, it was a problem for me to just accept that fact. So in all things, I feel like we put people through a lot of, psychological issues that makes their mental state very, very unstable. And as a matter of fact, you that put them through may not be the enjoyer of the consequence, but rather other people who are innocent to the situation.
Right.
It's like putting a girl, an innocent girl, through a rough relationship, and now another man has to endure that pain. And all the stuff that you did, you're probably married to another woman, happily married to another woman, or dating another woman happily. And this other young innocent guy has to deal with what you put this lady through. And that is what people need to understand. And sometimes we always go like, oh, it's a culture thing. No, let's stop the crap. There's no such thing as culture thing.
That is what we are going to look
We go to
at
school and we get educated, not just to know our skill and a job, but we get to get an exposure.
Yeah.
Okay, so learn how to have the interpersonal relationship skills. It's like, oh, me asante me, name me, I am a problem. It's nothing like, well, your problem. Okay, if you're not ready to study the thing and learn it the right way, you're going to keep messing up like your grandpa did, like your mom did. So just get it right, and the next generation will not be like me asante me, name me, I am a problem.
That's true. That is so true. And unfortunately, we find ourselves in the parts of the world that we need this education more, I would say more than other people, where we think it's a joke. Where some people do not even understand why you're offended. And they'll go like, oh, I'm an idiot, girl. If you are playing with someone and the person doesn't find it funny, it's obviously not a joke. We would have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we will look at why we think Obolo is a greeting, why we think Ok3si3 is a pet's name. A pet's name is supposed to be endearing. I don't know why you would think that. Calling somebody fat is endearing. We would look into that. We'll look at how we can help her not diet, but maintain a healthy lifestyle, because we have to remember health is very, very, very important. And so we'll be right back after the break. Remember, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, Hope TV Ghana. Stream live, join the conversation live. Leave your comments under the comments section, and I'll make sure I will read some of them as the discussion goes on. We'll be right back after this break. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk.
For the lack of knowledge you will perish, as the Bible says in Hosea 4 verse 6.
The grace, the blood of Jesus is there for us. So I can't be sick, I can't be poor, I cannot suffer affliction.
Jesus told you, be faithful unto death to receive the crown of life. We have to go through tribulation, we have to go through problems, because there will be no crown without a cross.
The verse says that we will go through afflictions because of his name's sake.
Yes.
There are lots of eye-opening discussions to prepare you for the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to Hope Bible School.
I understand we are created in the likeness of God. God is not a slave. Is it because we have lost our place, that is why we are considered slaves?
Why did Christ have to say he's sanctifying himself? Did he have any sin in him? Because we understood Christ never sinned, right?
Is prayer the way for responding to my suffering?
Why do you think, based on all that we have said, we feel guilty? Okay, we feel guilty. There's this sense of shame when we still sin. Why do you think that we feel shameful?
That quick break. If you just joined us, we are in the studios of Hope TV Ghana, coming your way with Real Talk. My name is Evie. In the studio with me tonight is Namomolabi and PK Ofori Asen. So we've been talking about this very interesting, quite delicate and sensitive topic that this lady sent to us. She obviously is going through a lot. She's gained weight, and she says she's obese now, and because of that it has taken a toll on her confidence. Unfortunately, she is basing her self-worth on her size, and so she feels like she is not, I mean, beautiful. She can go out and she's stuck in her shell. Her personality, her fun personality is no more. She talks to people over text and they seem so excited. She meets them in person and you can see the disappointment on their face, and this is disturbing her. She's trying to lose weight. She's done a lot of things. She's done this fat diet, she's done the keto, she's done the high protein, she's done all the things you can think of. She's paid people to cook for her healthy meals, and she'll lose and then she'll gain it all back and some more. And because of that, she thinks she's depressed. And obviously this topic is very important to us because we are hearing a lot of people depressed, going through a lot of mental struggles. Unfortunately, Ghana is not even open to therapy. People are suffering in silence, and you hear that somebody has suicide, somebody has done this to themselves. And this is becoming gradually creeping into our society and becoming a problem amongst the youth. And so we want to have a discussion and give her some solutions, anybody that's going through this, because it's one of the things that people do not talk about and suffer in silence. And so we are going to break that culture and talk about it, find solutions, and help this lady in any way that we can. So obviously before we went on the break, we spoke of the psychological effects and all that, but I want to talk about the culture of body shaming. Why we think when we see somebody, we need to call them by their size. We need to say, oh, Obolo. We need to say, Ok3si3. We need to say, oh, Luftubo, oh, Luftu what?
Luftubo.
Oh, Luftubo.
Or Biggie.
Or Biggie. I have a friend who said he went to Accra and he was walking on the street and somebody said, hey, Biggie, trousers wear more size, oh. And he brought out some huge trousers. And he was just studying the markets like, really? Really? And that is your name. You cease to be a human being. You just become your size. And especially in Ghana, the lack of education and the offense people take when you come at them that they shouldn't call you those names. They think you're being some way. They think you're being too known. They think you're not playful. And there's nothing playful about this. Momo, I am sure body shaming is not something that is new to you. You've heard, you've seen worse. I just want you to educate our people. I don't know if you have some experiences to share, but educate our people. Let them act right. This one is courtesy for boys and girls. So
there's even worse where I was saying earlier, they punch you and they expect that you don't feel pain.
Because?
Maybe you're pillow size now, so.
But still skin. How does that even make sense?
I don't know how people think fat or body gain works. I don't know, but they think that somehow you've now become a pillow. You don't have feelings anymore.
Just because of your size.
Touch. You are not sensitive to touch. You're not sensitive to temperature. Somebody will tell you, oh, I can afford the say I won't cry monte. I mean, it's it's endless. The kind of things now. There's diasa. There's all kinds of names.
A lady friend of mine was sharing her experience with me. She said she was at Circle looking for a car. All of a sudden, all the boys at the church station. Hey, where do Diasa? Where do you baby first? Oh, this person, Diasa is a show in Ghana where plus size women dance to win. And then they will say, where do I Diasa? And every boy in the station was looking at her, yelling Diasa. She had to pick a car. She said she left the station. She walked home.
Oh, Lord. Lord. I can't say enough. Like, there's this thing that Ghanaians seem to feel is nice. They have to describe you before they walk away. They have to describe you before they address you. And do you realize that if we were all doing the same, what kind of name do you think would be given to you? Just before you say that name, look at yourself.
Because we all have things we are not happy with. We all have things we wish we could change. We all have things that low-key are insecurities for us.
I'll give you a typical example. Now, I work with technicians. We call them technicians professionally. Someone sees one of my guys and calls him, oh, it's an electrician. and he took offense. And in my mind, I'm like, but that's what you are. We choose to call you technician because it's a more professional
They
word.
like technician. It sounds bougie. Now electrician.
Exactly. But you are an electrician. You are not an electrical engineer. You didn't study engineering. I can't call you an engineer. But
he wants technician.
Well,
address people by how
such
they
a
want to be
person
addressed.
tomorrow could be calling someone Ok3si3, Obolo,
and will not get why the person is
and
offended.
won't see why you should get offended. But if you should call him by even what he does, he will get offended. That is for me, I don't understand how that makes sense to certain people. Because if you wouldn't want to be called something, then don't call somebody else a certain name. You can find a nice name to call the person. Why
won't you call the person by their name? If you don't know their name, oh, young lady, oh, say, oh madam.
Dabi. How would you know they're talking to you? Especially in a marketplace. How would you know they're talking to you?
I doubt I'll be the only fat person in the market.
Well.
So if you say Obolo and all the Obolo people 10, how would you, what would you do?
Obolo is relative.
Yeah, Obolo is relative.
So what is I mean, so I know skinny people who feel Obolo within.
That's a whole mental problem on its own that we can't go into the conversation right now. But
I mean, you have to be, for even Ghana, when you are size 16, size 14, which outside is considered a little plus size, in Ghana they will tell you, oh, the body near a comma or a comma. But the moment you start getting to size 18, 20, 22, then it becomes, Obolo. I don't get it.
But PK, you live outside the country, and I want to know if the culture is the same there. If this body shaming thing I'm thinking Ghana is worse, but I don't know about the States and how people behave then, calling people just by their sizes. Is that something that?
No, it's not. Honestly, not. I mean, maybe in my line of profession, one, you can't call people by size, especially like the civilians that we work with. Using the word fat alone, it's an offensive word. Okay, it's a derogatory word, so you can't be using the word fat at all. You can maybe say bigger, or maybe like she said, plus size, or whatever the situation is. But the word fat alone is demeaning and also very, very offensive.
How would you educate our people?
Well, I feel like ignorance is no excuse to the situation.
Right.
So you don't need to be educated. You just need to wake up from your slump and just know that, hey, this is not right. I mean, sometimes I feel like I can't forward baby obuse okay, you can't teach the old dog no do the tricks. Okay, so basically you know what is right. Just do what is right, and everything will be fine. Everything will just take care of itself.
But don't you think emotional intelligence comes in here?
Yeah, it does. But again, do you even have the grounds to call anybody out of the name?
Imagine.
Well, that's all I'm saying. Well, there should be. We should. I don't want us to even grant it any grounds to make it okay for us to say that. Oh, let's go ahead and just get out of that lane. No, just let me go. So at the end of the day, I'm not even trying to sit over here to try to justify the situation, make it sound like, oh yeah, they're not used to it as exposure yet. I mean, wake up out of it. Those days are over. They're far too gone. And you are the same person. When a bigger guy try to bully you in school, you got a problem with it. But yet you're gonna go back and call them names, or you're gonna call her names. And again, what do you gain from that? Or does it look like if the person is even huge and have curves within, it's okay? But if there's no curves, then it's Obolo. What is the? That's what I'm saying. Obolo is relatively. What is the definition? Because I've seen people that are very bigger, but probably like the body is made, okay? Right. And because the body is made, oh, Charlie, it'll be you. By the end of the day, somebody who is a little bit skinnier than that, and maybe do not have all those curves because they weren't natural, it's a problem. So again, who is the determiner for all those things? And that is why I have a problem with it. And that's why I think we need to just wake up out of that and just look at it from a different perspective, because it's really bothering the circumstance and the situation at which I'm looking at things. over there, you can't call people by those names. You're gonna get a big problem. Like, yes, I mean, and the most confident people I've ever seen in my life are the Americans. Like, you will see people that you think are not what your classification of maybe small or bigger woman is, and they will wear the most tight clothes and just, you know, show up and come out confidently and tell you how they feel. And you can't tell them nothing. And at the end of the day, you better not open your mouth and say something stupid, because you're gonna get it. So you just gonna look at it and just like keep moving.
Yeah. Whatever you have is in your head.
Exactly. We all have issues. I mean, let's do it.
We all have issues.
I had somebody look at me like, hey, you too, if you sit here, your bow leg, they come wild.
Can you imagine?
Exactly. And maybe when I sit too long, I get my bow leg, my walking is a little bit different till I get straight up a little bit. Maybe that is me. So if I got bow leg issues, do I have to be calling somebody?
Should that even be an issue?
No, but the point I'm trying to make is, everybody got problems.
Exactly.
And the person that probably said it, right? Probably got maybe Timothy chapter 3, verse 3.
I was just about to say, so when he said, you two, if you sit down there, you say, what the person
Exactly. So if that person got Timothy chapter 3, at the end of the day, are we going to keep going back and forth with that issue? No. That's very immature and very ignorant. At the end of the day, we're just going to look at it from this perspective. Like, how much brains do you have in your head?
That's true. But health and how it should be very a priority.
Yes.
Making sure we are living our best long lives till we die, whatever. How can she go about this lifestyle change? Because I think she's looking at it as diet, then I lose the weight. Because if you do lose the weight, you can gain it back if you're not maintaining the lifestyle. So how can she do this in a healthy way so that she loses the weight and do it in her confidence size? You know how she feels like, oh, if I lose the weight, I'll become confident again. There's a probability that she'll lose the weight and she still doesn't feel confident. But how can she lose the weight even in this size through the journey, going back to her usual confidence?
Allow me, if I may, break this into a little, segments. As a recruiter, right, when people come in my office and they can't pass the weight and the height requirement, it's my job to go ahead and help them with some tools and apparatus to make them go lose weight and come back and join. Okay, and it's the hardest part for me in my job is to look at a woman that is super endowed, okay, up there and behind, and tell them, I'm sorry, you can't join the Air Force. And I cannot even specify what reason why you can't join, because they got a skinny waist and everything, but they still can't join. And you have to tell them, oh, this is bigger than enough, and this is too, you know, you have to find a better way to do it. You have to understand, this is what worked for me, okay? And after that, we'll spit out the, you know, categories and how you can do to fix yourself. I went through a series of changes. When you was reading her story, one thing that I realized was either when she started this process, she didn't do this process. Losing weight is a gradual process. It's a journey of 1,000 miles. And you just got to take one day at a time and one step at a time. All you got to just start. It's just like going to the gym is the hardest thing ever. Working out is not as hard as going to the gym.
Can't give up.
Okay, so you have to start. When you start, let it fall through. Give yourself 6 months to see results. Results don't happen overnight. If you losing over 2.5 pounds a week, it's not healthy.
That's too fast.
Yes, it's not healthy. So that means something ain't right. You got to find what your body is in tune to, and you lose the weight through that plug. Okay, if I walk to your house right now and your sewage is not, or your sewer system is not at the back of the house but in front of your house, I can't be go digging in the back of your house try to get the sewer out of the system because it's clutch. I have to find the right plug and just pull out from. So first of all, in my case, for instance, I realized that the only way I can lose weight before I did my knee surgery was running. And I was running 6 days a week, not less than 3 miles a day. So now that I'm not running, I need to find another outlet to let that, you know, lose that weight. So I realized, okay, the best way for me to do intermediate fasting. This is the guy that when we do fasting at church, that's the day I get hungry in the morning.
I know.
So now I have to find intermediate fasting and just do it. And the best way for me to do is like, okay, I don't eat in the morning, so 2 to 4 p.m. So from 2 to 4 p.m., I eat whatever I want to eat. And after that, I try not to eat again. On the weekends is a cheat day for me. I mean, I don't get too hard on it, but the point is, anytime I don't eat to 2 to 4, 4 to 6 p.m., anytime I don't eat between those times, I'm never hungry during the day. And I'll work like crazy. But whenever I take even banana, or whenever I take light breakfast, I'm ready to eat the next 2 hours. I'm ready to eat the next 3 hours. So you have to find yourself. Cut out all carbs. Okay? Ask yourself, what are the carbs that I'm eating that are killing me? Cut it out. Take out all sugar. What I mean by sugar, I'm not talking about eating those sugar cubes, but the juices. Cut them out, okay? Anything that has sugar in the Canada, just stick with water. Water will kill you, and it will just clean out your system. And sometimes it's just even your digestive system. It's not breaking hard enough. Okay, and again, if you fast too much, this helped me. Maybe you might try the next process whereby you do the intermittent fasting, right? And your body's like, whoa.
It's not
if you just try to lose, weight,
let's start the fat.
Let's start the fat. Because you try to look out for it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you're not confusing the body. You have to find what works best for your body. This is what I did. And after gaining 50 pounds, I'm able to lose 35 pounds and still working on that other 15 pounds. Guess how long this has been taking? Over 3 years now. Okay? Since October 2018. But the good thing is, once I find the rhythm, I never gain anymore.
Right.
But the problem was losing it.
Right.
Remember, it's always easy to gain.
Yeah.
But very hard to lose
it. You plateau. But Momo, I want you to pick on getting her groove back even as she's on her health journey, health lifestyle.
For me, I would say that get what works best for you. If it's about, she was saying something about not looking good, not wanting to dress up to go out. Get what looks good on you.
Right.
There's something for every body type.
That's true.
There's something also for every body size. You don't have to fit in a size 16 if you're a size 20. It's not by force. There's a size 20. If that style doesn't fit you at a size 20, get something else that will fit you at size 20. I noticed dresses don't work well for me unless it has a flare bottom.
Right.
So that's what I started investing in. Then when
they look cute on you, I must say.
Thank you very much. Get what works for you.
Right.
And work on what you don't like to see as you go on.
Right.
Don't force it. Sometimes you can, if I'm wrong, correct me, you can target certain body parts and work on them. You don't necessarily have to lose everything. You can just pick portions and work on them. And then probably as you see improvement, you can choose to go the whole 9 yards if you want. There are people that can do that. If that is you, why not? But if it's not, stick to what works for you. Like Kay said, if intermittent fasting is not good for you, you can do low carb. If low carb doesn't work for you, there are other ways you can try and get it to work. Somebody can't stop eating every kind of food.
Exactly.
So what they do is they watch their portions.
Portion control.
Simple. Maybe that's what works for you. So do it. Don't force yourself into a certain box because your friends are doing intermittent fasting, so you want to do some. Hey, sister, is your body for intermittent fasting? No. Do what helps you. And then cut out certain negativity. For me, I try to zone out from when somebody tries to be offensive to me. Last Sabbath, something happened at church, and I even started feeling bad for the lady. She saw me at church, and like I was saying, she punched me in the stomach.
Ah,
yes. And before she could land properly on my stomach, I held her hand. I just grabbed it. And she saw that what she was doing was offensive. She couldn't stop apologizing. But if that is what it takes, please do it. Don't be an empath when it comes to somebody doing something you don't like. Feel free to stop the person if you have to.
Boundaries.
If you have to, yes, if you have to tell the person in public, find a nice way, but tell the person all the same. Don't go home thinking, oh, I didn't tell this person this thing, but this person is going to do it again tomorrow. That is where all the issues come from. Tell the person, please, you don't talk to me like that. You don't touch me in that way. And I don't like it. If there are certain people that don't fit in your circle anymore because of how they talk to you, please, I'm not going to tell you to cut them off. That might be too extreme for you. For me, I can. For you, you can't. Fine. But find a nice way to keep them at a distance. It is not every conversation you need to have with everybody. Some people might be having weight loss journey conversations. Maybe all the things they are saying doesn't help you. You can quietly walk away and go find somebody who can talk to you about what works for you.
Right.
I have stopped discussing weight loss with people. Somebody will tell you, oh, do smoothies. You start doing smoothies, nothing. Somebody will tell you, eat salad. You eat all the salad in this world, nothing. Please, find what works for you quietly and do
work at it.
And make sure you are following what works for you. I easily give up. That has been my problem. Now I am working on it. I have noticed it is not just about food. It is about every other thing. I easily give up on almost everything. So now I am correcting that with all other things. If my mind tells me this thing is not working for you, I have to start asking myself, why is it not working for me? What can I do better? Who do I need to talk to? And talk to the right people.
That's
please.
true.
Don't let somebody's friendship with you spoil how you choose to treat yourself.
That's true.
And love yourself. Please stand in the mirror and admire yourself. There's one thing I learned. On occasion, I would take a shower, stand in front of my mirror, naked, and admire myself, love myself. Yes, my tummy is big, but I love it anyways. It is mine. It is nobody else's. I have a beautifully shaped ass and I like it. I enjoy it. When I wear a dress that fits nicely, hey, my camera will cry. I will take all the pictures. Today, I was admiring my wedding photos. I was just going through them and said, oh Lord, I want to get back to that weight. But I realized that weight happened through stress and anxiety. I probably won't get it because I would probably never experience that kind of situation again. But how can I make sure that I'm doing it through a more healthy way?
Right.
Find that.
Right.
And encourage yourself. Find things that encourage you. And look at also at the things that you can do. What else can you do? I do my makeup beautifully. I do my hair beautifully. I can do my own nails. Somebody can't.
That's true.
Sew my own clothing. Somebody
so that is you looking at the positivity side of
concentrating on the other things you have.
What else makes you you? What are the good things that make you you? And when somebody gives you a compliment, there was something I did. I write them on a sticky note and I put it in front of my mirror. If you look at me today and tell me, oh, today you're looking beautiful, I say thank you, and I write it down, go and paste it there. Tomorrow somebody sees me, oh, I loved your outfit today, I'll put it there. Somebody sees me, oh, I loved your dedication to work today, I put it there. Every beautiful comment you get, try and store it somewhere. And on your bad days, I have a diary I do that with. I write. What am I feeling?
So find an outlet is what you're saying.
Pour it out somewhere. Sometimes it doesn't help to do it with people. So find some way of doing it. If you need to go somewhere quiet and scream and feel free and come back home feeling refreshed.
Right. I want you guys to think of your last words because we have to go, but I want to take your final words. It has to be like a sentence. So you guys think of it. Let me pick the comments and come back. This is from Amma Educhuma. She says, no one understands your pain more than you do. The weight loss journey isn't a joke. You start and get in the middle. You start and get the middle of the results seem slow and then you give up. If you want to lose about 50 pounds without 50 pounds within 3 months, that's not possible. It's a step-by-step journey. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of diet experts. You can still start again. First, work on your self-esteem, motivate yourself to begin the journey all over again. Start a strategic diet plan, not a strict diet plan that can make you binge eat. Something flexible and at your convenience. Stick to your exercises. Losing weight is mostly 70% nutrition and 30% exercise. I actually read it's 80% nutrition and 20% exercise. Specifically strength training. Take it. It's you. Momo, final words.
I'll start with...
You're starting. Sentence.
Yes. I'll start with teaching and then how you can work on yourself. Now, teaching in the sense of we start not correcting children when they start this name calling business. Now, please, if you're a parent, please correct your child. Because if it's me, I'll put that child in check. I'm sorry, I will not take it from anybody. Now, if you're an adult who's doing it, stop it. We've had enough of people going through psychological issues on top of whatever they look like. just because you have decided to be a pain in the butt.
Good you said butt.
Now, the other thing with your self-esteem is it is not determined by what you look like. I've been on interviews where people wonder, I'm able to go on rounds. I manage buildings, so people wonder, hey, this place is about 10-story. You're going to be walking around and all that every day. Are you sure you can keep it up? Yes, I can keep it up. My heart won't blow up. There are people with cholesterol issues and they are skinny. There are people with
high blood pressure
and they are skinny. It's about your health. It is not about what you look like. Please stop concentrating on what somebody thinks of you. I beg you. Think about your own self. What you think about matters more. What you think about what you see in the mirror matters more.
Right.
Please start encouraging yourself. Sweetheart, if you want to join Big Mama's Club, please join it.
I have a feeling if I leave you, you're going to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
There's one thing I would need everybody to try and do. Put yourself in the situation of the next person and ask yourself, do I want somebody to start looking at me the way I look at someone?
Right.
It is very, very necessary. Emotional intelligence is very, very key.
Emotional intelligence is very, very key. Mo said I'll ask myself what I'm doing to somebody. I would say, ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Would Jesus do what you're doing? As a Christian, all you know how to do is gossip about people's sides. Is it good for you? If we decide to sit here and talk about your faults and your insecurities, I am sure you will not be happy with it. But the thing about the losing the weight, it's a journey, as everybody has said. It's a long journey. You have to trust the process. Trust the process. Don't say, and I did green juice for a week and I can't do it again. And do things that you can maintain. Don't be doing this quick result things. You will give up along the way. How can a human being drink juice? You will give up when you see someone's chicken. You will give up when you see someone's fish. Do things that you can survive on so that you don't binge eat when you see something and the cravings do not get out of control. But people, please, let's just be good human beings. Let's be better at the things we do. Let's talk to people with respect. The point is, you know what you're saying is offensive and you hide behind smiles and I'm playing and do those things. We can do better. Come on, guys. And stop referring people to how they look. Like Momo said, we have mirrors in our homes. We know. Stop coming at people, you have to lose weight. I don't have to do anything. I do what I want to do. Please, let's be better. And let's live in a society that we are all proud of. I have to go, so I have to say a big thank you to my panelists, Mrs. Namomolabi and PK Ofori Offenso.